Hello guys, welcome to my humble YouTube channel where I bring you fanfiction that will brighten your days. Before we start, a subscribe is greatly appreciated, and don't forget to leave a like and ring the bell icon so you won't miss exciting new fanfiction stories. The Anomaly, TensuraXDate Alive, by Humpzwas Chapter 2, New World. Rimuru wakes up after the fight with the mysterious girl named Mio. He remembered that he got sealed, trapped by her in the neighboring world where spirits reside. He tried to stand up, but was futile, and he realized he was not really awake. He couldn't move, or rather, Rimuru's body was unconscious, and he could only observe his surroundings with universal perception. Less than seal. What's this? Greater than, but before getting Ciel's answer, Rimuru noticed that Mio Takamiya's presence was all over the place. Less than. Mio Takamiya greater than Rimuru immediately understood that it was her that brought him here. And Ciel must have put his body to sleep to prevent her from realizing that Rimuru was unaffected by her strength. Less than hey Ciel, was it your fault that I couldn't use any skills when I fought her? Greater than. Less than yes master, greater than less than, and why were you silent when I was fighting her? Greater than. Less than at that time I was analyzing and modifying your body to suit the situation, master. Greater than. Less than why? If I had enough strength, I could have defeated her, and I got sealed because of that, you know? Greater than. Rimuru was mad at Ciel that he forgot why or what she did to his body. Less than report. According to my calculation, the chance of you defeating her will be very low when a certain amount of nihilistic destruction is spent on the move greater than. Less than. Is that true? Greater than less than yes master, and you can easily break free from the seal if you want. Greater than. Less than then. Let's do it. Greater than Rimuru says eagerly. Less than but Rimuru-sama, if you get out from the seal now, the individual, Mio Takamiya, is definitely gonna get suspicious, and would wonder how. Greater than Ciel warns. After hearing Ciel's warning, she has a point, or he'll never have fun on the other world. Less than I see. Let's hold on to that for now. Greater than after saying that, Ciel and Rimuru fell into silence again. Less than what can we do now? Greater than Rimuru asked. Less than I can analyze this world to find a way to get back to the other world. Greater than. Less than him. I thought when the seal is broken, I would be teleported back to the other world? Greater than Rimuru asked, confused. Less than according to my analysis, it seems that's not the case for this world. Breaking the seal doesn't necessarily mean getting out, it's preventing you. Normally, a spirit can leave the neighboring world anytime they want, but a seal prevents them from doing that. Greater than. At least that's what I think. Less than right. Didn't she turn me into a spirit, Ciel? Greater than. Less than yes. The individual, Mio Takamiya, had turned you into a spirit after your fight with her. She did it by implanting a Saphira gem into your body. Greater than. Less than Saphira gem. What's that? Greater than Rimuru asked out of curiosity. Less than answer. They are mysterious gems that act as the source of a spirit's powers and are responsible for turning humans into spirits. Greater than. According to Ciel, he should not be conscious in this world to avoid her thought that Rimuru is not weak. But if he couldn't move, there was nothing Rimuru could do but wait for Ciel. Less than I see. Then I leave it to you figuring out how to leave. Greater than. And so he waited. Less than hey Ciel, how long am I gonna be in this seal? Greater than said Rimuru as he was tired of waiting. Less than as I said before, you can easily break free from the seal, but she would have suspect that you're not weak. But, I can break the seals if you want now, or later in the future, or even farther. Greater than. Less than highs. Alright, I'll try to wait even longer. Greater than Rimuru sighs. Less than but she apparently set a specific time to when the seal will break. Greater than said Ciel. Less than really. How much? Greater than Rimuru asks excitedly as he was eager to leave as soon as possible. Less than answer. The seal will break 30 years later. Greater than Ciel confirms. This answer made Rimuru shocked. Less than 30 years. Why, greater than Rimuru asks furiously, mad. Less than I do not know, Rimuru-sama. But I think it would be better if we wait 30 years greater than. Less than why is that? Greater than Rimuru manages to calm himself down. Less than during this time, all of humanity doesn't know the existence of spirits yet. You would likely cause another spacequake like Mio Takamiya's if you go now greater than. All of humanity hasn't known the existence of spirits yet, or not, and maybe some people will. Less than you're right. I doubt I will be able to meet her again if I go now. Greater than Rimuru sighs. Less than all right, Seal. Put me to sleep and wake me up after 30 years had passed. Greater than. Less than yes. Rimuru-sama greater than after Ciel's words. Rimuru's consciousness began to fade and fell asleep. 30 years later, the story starts after the end of Season 2. Rimuru opened his eyes with the feeling of waking up after sleeping for a very long time. His vision was greeted with nothing but dust all around him. A gentle wind flew by, causing Rimuru's hair to sway in the wind and also blowing away the dust that obscured his view. As soon as the cloud of dust disappeared, a city scene came into view, surrounded by the faint sound of sirens. He quickly surveyed his surroundings. Currently, he was in an unfamiliar city. And he was in the center of a large crater that seemed to be the result of a spacequake. Not understanding why he was here, Rimuru looked around once more to try to figure out why. But then, when he looked at himself, he realized something. The outfit that he was wearing looked different. It was a suit with the main colors of white and black, decorated with other small items. The clothes give off a saintly demeanor, despite the chaos around him. Not only was his outfit strange, but Rimuru himself was emitting energy similar to Mio Takamiya. Rimuru began to think about what had happened, confused as to why he was here in the first place. While thinking about what had happened, Rimuru suddenly remembered something and immediately spoke up. Seal. Right after that, a familiar voice resounded in his head. Less than I'm here, Rimuru-sama. Greater than less than ha. Has it been 30 years already? Greater than. Less than yes, 30 years had passed without any problems. Greater than Seal confirms. Less than I see, that's good. Greater than Rimuru signs. Seal suddenly made an announcement. Less than report. Detecting 14 individuals approaching your place, all were armed. Greater than. Ciel's announcement took Rimuru by surprise, and he immediately checked his universal sense. Rimuru realized that there were people approaching his place, and around them was something quite similar to Mio Takamiya's Ain Sof. The difference here is that they use magical energy? Soon, those people appeared in front of Rimuru. They were all wearing armor, carrying various machines, and flying above Rimuru. Less than hey Seal, do you know who they are? Greater than less than according to my analysis, they're the AST, an anti-spirit team, greater than. Just as Seal finished explaining, someone who seemed to be the captain of that group spoke up. Target identified. Everyone, attack. Roger. After the captain's command, all the others responded in unison. Bullets were fired from various weapons to kill Rimuru. Despite being warned by Seal that this group of people had weapons, Rimuru was still surprised that they attacked him in such a hurry. Rimuru could have easily dodged those attacks, but he unconsciously reached out his hand and said a name. Less than chaos greater than, Rimuru said, and then particles of light started to appear from thin air, forming the shape of a katana in front of his hand. Surprised by his actions, but even so, Rimuru quickly took the katana, blocked all attacks directed at him, and flew up into the air until he was at the same height as the group asked. Those people continued to fly around and attack him, but it was all useless against Rimuru. While Rimuru was still surprised by what just happened, he immediately activated thought acceleration and asked Seal. Less than Seal. What exactly is this? And why do I know how to use it? Greater than. Rimuru asked Seal in confusion while looking at the sword in his hand. Less than according to my analysis, this is known as an angel, the power you get when you come into contact with the Saphira gem that Mio Takamiya gave, and the energy you feel is called spiritual power, Riryoku, greater than. Less than so I really did turn into a spirit. Greater than Rimuru couldn't hide his surprise at CL's words. This is bad. Currently, he is facing the anti-spirit team, and he is a spirit. Less than looks like it will be troublesome. Greater than Rimuru sighed. But while Rimuru was about to ask CL a few things, he noticed that one of the party members attacking him was slowly changing the way she moved. She is a young girl with short, silver-white hair and a pair of sensors attached to her hair, along with armor covering her shoulders, arms, and most of her body except her thighs. Knowing that the girl intended to engage in close combat, Rimuru stopped talking to CL and switched to fighting them, dealing with the current problem. The white-haired girl took out a laser blade from one of her legs and charged toward Rimuru at an abnormally fast speed. Rimuru quickly raised his katana, parrying the girl's attack. Those who were with her also tried to use all kinds of weapons to cover her when given the opportunity. But the fight between Rimuru and the white-haired girl was so fast that they had to be very careful to avoid hitting their comrades. While fighting the people in front of him, Rimuru was still able to take the time to observe their equipment and learn about his strength. When the gem was absorbed into Rimuru, he suddenly possessed the power of spirits and the knowledge of how to use it. Although he didn't understand why she gave him this power, if CL hasn't told him this is dangerous, then it would be safe enough to keep it for a while. It will also help CL in her analysis process. Rimuru highly doubted the power given to him by her, but at the same time, he thought that he should try using it to see how it works. Returning to the present, Rimuru was still fighting the white-haired girl in front of him. Rimuru quickly blocked the white-haired girl's attack, then jumped back to keep their distance and opened his mouth to speak while continuously dodging the series of attacks. "Hey, why do you people attack me like that? I didn't do anything to you," Rimuru said while still moving and avoiding the attacks from the group in front of him. "Shut up. You've destroyed an entire area like that, and now you say that you did nothing?" The white-haired girl spoke angrily to Rimuru while still charging forward without stopping. Rimuru parried her attack and thought about what she just said. Less than, destroy an entire area, but I didn't do any of that, greater than Rimuru thought. The place where Rimuru woke up was already destroyed, but he didn't do that. Maybe there are some misunderstandings. While Rimuru was thinking, CL spoke up. Less than that crater was caused by your spacequake, master. Greater than. Less than spacequake. Oh right. I remember you talking about that while I was fighting Mio. Greater than. Less than so this crater was mine, huh? Greater than. Less than that's right, Rimuru-sama. Greater than. Rimuru's space quake doesn't look small at all. It flattened a corner of the city. Such a big space quake like that would surely have killed a lot of people. Less than report. No one was killed in your space quake. Greater than. Less than is that correct, CL? Greater than. Rimuru was surprised to hear CL's words. Less than yes master. It is. Greater than. Less than huh, that's lucky. Greater than. Rimuru let out a sigh of relief. After making sure he didn't accidentally kill anyone, Rimuru returned to reality and looked at the people in front of him. Seeing them all filled with murderous intent and pointing their weapons at Rimuru made him feel annoyed. Less than. Even I haven't killed anyone, but it would be strange to not be hunted down after causing such great damage. Greater than. Rimuru looked dumbfounded at the crater and then at the people in front of him. After thinking for a while, Rimuru still can't come to any conclusions. He stopped using the thought accelerator and returned to fighting the people in front of him. They used all kinds of weapons to attack Rimuru, but none of them even got a chance to inflict any damage on him. Knowing that it would be impossible to negotiate with them, Rimuru now had to fight and gather information about their equipment at the same time. The white-haired girl who was fighting Rimuru for most of the fight was much more skilled than all of her team. From the way she blocked, maneuvered, and attacked Rimuru, she was showing all of her strength and determination. Except for her, the rest of the group is rather weak. While fighting them, Rimuru had an idea to test out the skills of spirit power. Rimuru knows what he could do with the spirit power, but he doesn't know how it works, so now might be a good time to test it. The girl in front of Rimuru continued to rush towards him as he moved backward to dodge her slash and then raised his hand. PHANES, after speaking out a name that Rimuru had never heard of but, for some reason, was in his subconscious. After saying that, a blinding light immediately enveloped Rimuru's entire body. The people around Rimuru, seeing this, spread out and became alert. The light that Rimuru radiated was so bright that it could temporarily blind others for a while, but he was unaffected by it. After a while, the light from Rimuru's body started to gather on the katana. And now, the katana Rimuru was also emitting a soft golden light. Even though it looked normal on the surface, Rimuru could feel a large amount of spiritual energy concentrated on the blade. Rimuru tried swinging the sword, and it released a beam of light energy that seemed to destroy everything in its path. The light it released started to dash through the city the moment it came into existence, leaving a destroyed area behind. Wherever the light goes, it leaves behind destruction. Nothing can stop it. The dash of light keeps flying straight until it flies out of the planet's atmosphere and weakens, then slowly disappear. Rimuru perceived this energy to be similar to the energy radiating from Mio Takamiya's body. But there's one thing. This energy was extremely unstable and difficult to control, as if it had been mixed with something. Returning to the present, right after Rimuru's attack, the people in front of him quickly closed their eyes and dodged away from that deadly light as quickly as possible. Since Rimuru didn't originally intend to target anyone, after that attack, no one was killed. Only some unfortunate members of the AST were knocked down by the violent shockwaves and lay unconscious on the ground. Some of the people who had earlier attacked Rimuru were now unconscious, while others were still stunned from the blow. There was only one person that attracted Rimuru's attention the most, and that was the white-haired girl. After seeing the injured team members, her face was even angrier than before. She tried to get herself to stand up and started to rush towards Rimuru once more. Rimuru was quite surprised to see that the girl was still able to continue attacking while the rest of her party members were still stunned by the attack just now. Rimuru hadn't intended to launch such a devastating attack, but this spiritual power was too difficult to control. It was too chaotic and unstable. However, having destroyed an entire city like this, Rimuru wasn't sure what to explain. Moreover, he didn't think the saying, "I'm not a bad spirit," would work here. But Rimuru still had one more skill to test. Rimuru didn't want to stay here too long because he didn't want more people like this to come and reinforce. Since he knew that there are many devices currently watching his battle and that there was also a large ship that was invisible. The longer he stayed, the more troublesome things would become. Rimuru sighed and raised his voice once more, "Purses." Rimuru had just finished speaking when the spiritual energy around Rimuru suddenly got mixed with nihility energy. Around Rimuru, the surrounding spiritual energy gradually turned black and could be seen with the naked eye. No, it wasn't turning black, but Rimuru's spiritual power absorbed all the light that hit it. The dark energy then gradually accumulated in the katana, turning it into a terrifying jet black color. The white-haired girl who was rushing forward saw the change, stopped charging, and kept her guard up. Feel the chaotic energy condensing on the blade. Rimuru hesitated as to whether to launch an attack. But then he made a decision. He quickly made a horizontal slash. From Rimuru's blade, a large black streak was released and became larger. That streak of energy sliced through the sky, annihilating even the air particles in the atmosphere. This attack once again did not aim at anyone but to create chaos and give him a chance to escape the pursuit of these people. When that streak of energy was released, Rimuru immediately spoke to Seal. Less than Seal. Teleport me somewhere else. Greater than less than yes Rimuru-sama. Greater than. After Ciel's words, Rimuru appeared in an empty alley. The whole city is now empty. Everyone has been evacuated. Rimuru was walking in the dark alley when he suddenly felt his heart beat fast after the battle just now. Rimuru smiled to himself, put his hand on his chest, and reassured himself. But then Rimuru realized something was wrong. Slimes doesn't have a heart. Rimuru quickly knew the culprit and immediately questioned Seal. Less than Seal. What have you done to my body? Greater than Rimuru could hear a faint smirk coming from Seal. Less than I changed your body to be as human as possible, Rimuru-sama. Greater than. Less than why did you do that? Was that the reason I was tired in the fight against Mio? Greater than. Less than I did this to prevent her from knowing that you are not human, Rimuru-sama. Greater than. Rimuru paused for a moment to think about Ciel's action. Less than deceiving the enemy, huh? Okay, then greater than suddenly, realizing that Ciel had said, as human as possible, just now, Rimuru quickly checked himself. Less than Ciel. Why did you turn me into a girl? Greater than. Less than. Greater than Ciel didn't answer Rimuru but kept silent. Less than Ciel. Greater than while suffering from being made a girl by Ciel. Rimuru sensed someone approaching him and there's spiritual power radiating from that person. Rimuru firmly held the katana in his hand to prepare to receive that person. Hey, before that person finished his sentence, the tip of Rimuru's sword was already pointed at the person's neck. It was a boy with straight blue hair and bands down to his neck. He is wearing some kind of uniform from the school named Ryzen. Right now, he was completely immobile due to Rimuru's blade. Wait, I don't have any bad intentions. Please calm down. He panicked and tried to explain. Of course, Rimuru wouldn't trust him with just that. Just a moment ago, he was radiating spiritual power from his body, and that was enough to put Rimuru on guard. Even though he looks completely normal for a normal person, Rimuru was able to see through that. There was an earpiece in his left ear, and it was connected to the large ship over Rimuru with a dozen drones. Who are you, and what are you here for? Rimuru speaks straight to the point while keeping the tip of his sword in the boy's throat. My name is Itsuka Shido. I didn't mean anything bad, Shido said with a scared face. Less than report. I did not sense hostile intent from him. Greater than Ciel confirmed Shido's words. After thinking for a bit, Rimuru releases him and takes a step back to keep his distance. I'll believe you. But what about those devices, the earpiece, the drone, and the ship that you're communicating with? After Rimuru's words, Shido's face became tenser. Rimuru could see sweat pouring from his face, and clearly, he was nervous. After a while, he opened his mouth to speak. These are from the Ratatoskr organization. Ratatoskr? Less than Ratatoskr. Greater than is an organization that was established to save the spirits? Shido said, looking at Rimuru with expectant eyes, waiting for a response. Save? Rimuru asked, and Shido just nodded slightly and continued speaking. We save the spirits by sealing their spiritual energy and giving them a normal life. Normal life? Less than. I don't need that right now. What I needed right now was to find a way to defeat Phantom and return safely. Greater than. With such a thought, Rimuru just looked at Shido and said, I don't need it. Rimuru's words seemed to surprise him. Why? I have more important things to do. Is it more important than being chased by the Ast? Shido kept asking, and it started to get on Rimuru's nerves. With a stern voice, Rimuru replied, Yes. What is it? Shido asked with a surprised expression. However, just as Shido finished his sentence, Rimuru suddenly heard Ciel's voice announcing. Less than report. The group of people from earlier are now approaching you, Master. Greater than. After Ciel's announcement, Shido also spoke up. Hey, it's dangerous here, how about? However, before Shido finished speaking, Rimuru interrupted his words. It's okay. I can take care of them, and you should get out of here. No way. I'm not gonna. Shido outright refuses to do what Rimuru tells him to do. But, before he could finish his sentence, Rimuru interrupted him. What a hard-headed. Rimuru sighed and said to Ciel. Less than. Hey Ciel, teleport that guy to a safe place for me. Greater than. Less than. Yes Master. Greater than. After Ciel's words, Shido disappeared from Rimuru's view. Just at that moment, the white-haired girl who had fought him earlier arrived and was flying above, along with another person who seemed to be the captain. The white-haired girl at this time was carrying a mini rocket launcher on her body. Oh, we've met again. TCH, you monster, the white-haired girl said as she launched a barrage of rockets at Rimuru. But just as he was about to dodge that volley of rockets, Rimuru's surroundings suddenly shook and by the time Rimuru realized it, he had already returned to the neighboring world. Less than. Greater than. Rimuru realizes he's back in the neighboring world. Rimuru noticed someone else's presence here. Less than Mio. Greater than she must have brought him back to the neighboring world, and got put to sleep by Seal to prevent her from realizing that he was unaffected. She was using the noise layer to conceal her appearance in front of him. Rimuru wonders why. She stepped forward and looked at Rimuru with a look that seemed a bit skeptical and hesitant. But after a while, she just walked away. Less than Seal, you hear? Greater than Rimuru asks to confirm. Less than yes, I'm here. Rimuru-sama, greater than less than looks like I'm back beer again. Did she put another seal in me? Greater than it would be bad if she did though, Rimuru thought. Less than no, she did not. Greater than Seal confirms. Less than I see, you already know how to get out of here, right? Greater than. Less than yes, I have already did that 30 years ago, but you're gonna cause another spacequake if you go greater than less than can you do something about that? Greater than Rimuru asks eagerly. Less than yes, please wait for a moment. Greater than if he couldn't move, there was nothing Rimuru could do but wait for Seal. Less than can you put me to sleep for a while, wake me up when there is something greater than less than yes Rimuru-sama. Greater than after Ciel's words. Rimuru's consciousness began to fade and fell asleep.